The new year is finally upon us, and for gamers, it is a particularly special time of year. We get the opportunity to look back on a huge year of gaming in 2025, but today, we are focusing more on the year ahead. 2026 is already shaping up to be an amazing year for new game releases, so let's take a look at 11 games that I think you should definitely keep an eye on for this year. This is all personal preference, of course, so please let me know what 2026 games you're most looking forward to in the comments. Crimson Desert is an open-world action-adventure game set in the beautiful yet brutal continent of Pywell. This game has a strong following, with high expectations for a game we feel like we've seen quite a lot of over the last 2 years. There is many gameplay demos out there from the likes of IGN, so I believe we can be quietly confident that this game will release in a very good nick indeed. The demos show off striking melee combat not too dissimilar to God of War, and traversal that will definitely confuse you the first time you see it, given the medieval-esque surroundings. Single player games will be alive and well when Crimson Desert releases on the 19th of March 2026. On the exact same day as Crimson Desert, whilst you're all embarking on an epic quest, I will be revisiting my favourite PS2 game. Dynasty Warriors 3 Complete Edition Remastered is an awful and misleading name, but it is the return of the best Dynasty Warriors game in a newfound glory. This is a complete remake of the Three Kingdoms, pitting you in epic 1 versus 1000 battles as part of the Cao, Liu and Sun families. Not to mention the return of epic characters such as Pang Tong, Diao Chan and don't you dare pursue Lu Bu. I cannot wait to dive back in to this hack and slash warzone, taking out thousands of enemies with all 40 available characters. This is nostalgia at its peak, and I'm very aware that there won't be many people more hyped than me for this game, but please, just allow me to count down the days until the 19th of March 2026. 007 First Light is a narrative-driven James Bond action-adventure title from IO Interactive, the developers behind the Hitman series. Online opinions on this game are mixed, but that's why you always need to judge things for yourself. To me, this looks like an Uncharted-inspired spy fan's dream, with solid shooting combat and crazy action set pieces from start to finish. If this is combined with the Hitman formula of entering an environment and having a range of tools and approaches to tackle each mission, this could be the dream Bond game. James Bond is a beloved English franchise that deserves the best treatment. We will find out if First Light is that game on the 27th of March 2026. Pragmata is a game that wasn't really on my radar until the Game Awards 2025, where a new trailer was shown announcing a demo coming to Steam instantly and consoles later. The demo showed a greater insight into the interactions between Hugh and his companion Diana, who must work together to get through a lunar research station, using their unique hacking combat abilities. The environment shown in the TGA trailer also caught my eye. A very vibrant look at a city setting mixed with the rural beach scene. You can now play the demo on Steam, or if you're a console only gamer, there are plenty of playthroughs on YouTube for you to see exactly what Pragmata will have to offer when it releases on the 24th of April 2026. This next game had me at the first frame of its reveal trailer. LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight combines the charm of the LEGO gaming franchise with the gritty atmosphere of Gotham City. This open world LEGO adventure will see you take control of LEGO Batman in a way I never saw coming. With many LEGO titles, you expect a level by level adventure in a semi-side-scrolling style. However, in this adventure, it looks to me that you will be in a more third-person perspective, taking on the villains of Gotham with a combat style more related to an action-adventure game. A recent trailer confirmed that all your favourite villains will be causing mayhem, including Mr. Freeze and of course, the Joker. LEGO Batman Legacy of the Dark Knight glides into our gaming collection on the 29th of May 2026. Phantom Blade Zero initially appeared to be a Souls-like game, meaning it wouldn't really be up my street. However, it has since been described by the devs as an action RPG, which is much more my jam. The player assumes the role of Sol, an elite assassin in the service of an elusive and powerful organisation known as the Order. The story is centred on Sol's mission to unravel the conspiracy behind the murder of the Order's patriarch. All of this with the pretense that you only have 66 days left to live. We have a little longer than 66 days to wait, unfortunately. Phantom Blade Zero releases on the 9th of September 2026. Insomniac are one of my favourite developers of all time, having bought me Spyro, Ratchet & Clank and the highly rated Spider-Man trilogy. Their next venture is into the world of Wolverine. This game is not without its issues following a leak in December 2023, but it's great to see it now being shown on their terms in all its glory. Wolverine is lined up to be the most graphically impressive Insomniac game to date, with a bulky Logan slashing his way through hundreds of enemies, gore and all. If they hit with the story, this will be a Game of the Year contender for sure. Wolverine is penciled in to release towards the end of 2026. Announced at the Game Awards 2025, Tomb Raider Legacy of Atlantis was revealed as a complete remake of the first Tomb Raider game on PS1. The game promises to stay true to the original's feel and roots whilst bringing in modern gaming mechanics and controls. I for one am looking forward to returning to the Tomb Raider franchise, especially as we have an additional game promised in 2027 as well in Catalyst. The surprising thing here is Legacy of Atlantis has a release year of 2026. Fingers crossed that holds out. Duskfade is a game that a few of you may be unaware of. I discovered this 3D platformer through the dev's X account, which has posted plenty of behind the scenes gameplay clips. Shatter the shackles of time as Zirian, jumping, swinging and slashing through a fantastic world in this love letter to classic 3D action platformers. From watching gameplay alone, it comes across to me as if Kingdom Hearts, Ratchet & Clank and Fable jumped into a bed together and we weren't too sure who the father ended up being. Fingers crossed we can get our hands on Duskfade in 2026. It looks like the perfect game for me. The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales was announced alongside Octopath Traveler 0 earlier in 2025 and struck me as a more serious Cat Quest-like game, which can only be a good thing. This action RPG combines the HD 2D style with a slick movement and battling mechanics to produce a first in its genre experience. Comparisons to Cat Quest are warranted here, with tight dodge mechanics and a combined melee and ranged attacks, with a story focusing on venturing out of humanity's last safe bastion to defeat rival tribes sounds interesting, so if they stick the landing, this could be a contender for Game of the Year for sure. The Adventures of Elliot, the Millennium Tales releases at some point in 2026, official date to be confirmed. Now this final pick is reaching, and I mean is a long shot and a half. This is because we currently only have a reveal trailer for Beast of Reincarnation, the new IP from Game Freak, developers of Pokemon. This game looks very different to the turn-based monster battler though, with a more graphically impressive third-person action game look. As I mentioned, we know very little about the title. We only have a release year of 2026 announced. Does it arrive this year? Who knows. If it does though, I'm intrigued to see what Game Freak can do with a new IP. So there we have it, 11 games you need to keep your eyes on in 2026. Is there a game you're hyped for that I haven't mentioned today? Let me know in the comments, hit a like on the video whilst you're down there and subscribe for more gaming content throughout 2026.